What's up, everybody? August Dragoon here. Welcome back to the channel. And with SummerSlam being this Saturday, also TakeOver 36 is this Sunday, I will be doing a prediction video for both of them, but this one's going to be for SummerSlam. I will have a different video for my predictions for TakeOver 36, and I am so excited for TakeOver 36, as well as SummerSlam. We've got some great matches. SummerSlam looks pretty dang good this year, if I'm being honest. And yeah, with that said, let's go ahead and get into this prediction video. So yeah, the first match I want to talk about, I'm going to go through this one very quickly, is the match that I think should last 5 minutes or less. It is Goldberg facing the almighty WWE Champion for the WWE Championship. This match should not go longer than 5 minutes. It should have both men getting some offense in, but at the end, it's got to be Bobby Lashley winning. I'm sorry, it's got to be Bobby Lashley. Because if they want to solidify Bobby Lashley as a dominant champion here in the WWE, a dominant WWE champion, he's got to beat Goldberg. Just like how Drew beat Goldberg at the Royal Rumble earlier this year. Yeah, that is what has to happen. It's got to happen. Bobby Lashley has to beat Goldberg at the end of the night. At the end of the match. That's my final thing I have to say is, if Bobby Lashley doesn't win, they failed with this match. The next matchup is one that I feel like a lot of people probably are not excited about just because Jinder's in it. But honestly, if I'm being honest, I'm actually kind of excited for this matchup. I mean, the build-up that they have been having, the story that they have been doing has been pretty dang awesome. I mean, it all started with Jinder taking Drew, with Veer and Shanky, taking Drew out of the Money in the Bank ladder match so he couldn't win. And honestly, that pissed Drew off. And I mean, it's been going back and forth. Jinder took his sword. Drew destroyed his motorcycle. Drew has destroyed Shanky with a chair like 34 freaking times. Veer and Shanky have fought Drew. And honestly, I feel like the build-up has been pretty decent. I don't think this match is going to be over the top or steal the show. I mean, there's a couple other matches that are probably going to steal the show. I don't think this one's going to be over the top, but I feel like Drew is going to win this one. I feel like Drew needs to win this one, after being screwed in Money in the Bank, Jinder being the bad guy in this. I feel like Drew's going to win this one. Now, this next matchup, honestly, the build-up for it has been kind of weird. I mean, at Money in the Bank, we had Charlotte defeating Rhea Ripley, which I was kind of surprised about. And then the next night, we had a rematch with Charlotte and Rhea Ripley where Charlotte was going to walk out. Rhea Ripley was chasing her. Charlotte hits her with the title DQ. And then Rhea Ripley gets her hands on Charlotte and beats her up, and it allows Nikki Cross, or Nikki A.S.H, to come in and cash in and become Raw Women's Champion. And honestly, I'm very happy about that. I'm so happy for Nikki Cross that she won that. But honestly, the build-up for this has been kind of weird. We had a no-holds-barred match with Nikki Cross and Charlotte. Charlotte has been attacking both of them. I mean, the build-up really hasn't been anything special. I mean, it's been interesting. It's going to be interesting to see who walks out at SummerSlam as the Raw Women's Champion. I feel like Nikki Cross should still win. I feel like she should retain the title because, putting the title on Charlotte after she just won it at Money in the Bank and then lost it the next night, I don't think that's a good idea, and I don't think Rhea Ripley giving her the title back right away is also a good thing. I mean, she's definitely going to win the title again eventually, but I feel like they should definitely keep the title on Nikki Cross. Maybe they could end up doing a match at the next pay-per-view, Good versus Evil, Alexa versus Nikki for the title. I feel like that would be kind of an interesting story to go with that right there, but honestly, yeah, I got to say, I think Nikki Cross is walking out as Raw Women's Champion at SummerSlam. And now this next matchup, we have a rematch for the Smackdown Tag Team titles from the Money in the Bank kickoff. I hope this match isn't on the kickoff because, trust me, the Usos versus the Mysterios on the Money in the Bank kickoff honestly stole the show before the show even started. But then we had A.S.H versus Roman later that night that ended up stealing the show, I think. But honestly, I don't think this needs to be on the kickoff this time. I mean, we've seen these two teams going back and forth facing each other. We had Ray versus Jimmy, Ray versus Jay, Dominik versus Jimmy, Dominik versus Jay. I mean, we've been back and forth. Both teams have actually kind of cheated to win. The Usos, how they won the tag titles with pushing the knee into Rey Mysterio's back, or was it Dominik's? I don't remember exactly who took the pin, but we had Dominik doing that for his father, Ray, a couple weeks later, and honestly, I think this is going to be a great matchup. Like I said, their match at Money in the Bank is going to be good. I don't know who's going to win this, but I have a feeling we're going to see the Usos retain here. I mean, Mysterio is the first ever father-son tag team champs. I mean, honestly, it could go either way, but I'm going with the Usos on this match. I think the Usos are retaining and keeping their tag team titles here. This next matchup, I feel like, could be very, very good. I mean, we saw their championship contender match on Raw. That was pretty good. I mean, that was really good, actually. But Sheamus is defending his United States Championship against Damian Priest, and I have been a Damian Priest fan since his NXT days, like his late NXT days before he came to the main roster. I was a huge Damian Priest fan, and I feel like they should definitely pull the trigger on Damian Priest here and give him that United States Championship. You know, Sheamus's United States Championship run really hasn't, it hasn't been something special like it should have been. You know, he's had some decent matches when he has fought, but he really hasn't defended the title that much, and when he has, he's won in like dominant fashion too. So I feel like they need to pull the trigger on Damian Priest. You know, Sheamus, when he won the title against Riddle at WrestleMania, it was such a good match. That blow kick was cool at the end of that match. And honestly, I just got to say, I feel like they need to pull the trigger on Damian Priest. I got Priest going on this one. Sheamus' title run, I feel like, should have been so much better. I mean, what he has done this past year in the pandemic, in the Thunderdome, he has had banger after banger of a match. And honestly, I love Sheamus as champion, but I think it's time we put the title on Damian Priest. I feel like Priest deserves the title, and I think Priest is walking out of SummerSlam as the United States champion. The next matchup is a rematch from WrestleMania 37, and I'm honestly kind of excited about this rematch happening at another one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year at SummerSlam. You know, Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair 2 at SummerSlam. You know, the first matchup was at WrestleMania. These two just give off the big fight feel for some reason. I don't know why. But, I mean, their WrestleMania build-up wasn't exactly the greatest, but their SummerSlam build-up has gotten a lot better, especially after this past Friday with the contract signing. It definitely made the matchup feel a lot more important for Bianca Belair. You know, Sasha Banks had Carmella and Zelina Vega come out and help attack Bianca Belair. I mean, it's almost feeling like Bianca Belair might end up being the underdog in this matchup, even though she is the champion, and Sasha Banks has to pin her in the ring. I mean, Bianca Belair could take a count-out victory, but I don't think they're going to do that at SummerSlam. I feel like that would ruin the matchup. And I feel like Bianca Belair is going to retain. I feel like her reign so far has been so good that I don't think it's time to give up the Bianca Belair era yet. I feel like Bianca Belair is going to walk out of SummerSlam with the Smackdown Women's Championship still. This next matchup has been a dream of mine since the incident of 2014. And if you know what incident I'm talking about the one where Seth Rollins brought back the Authority. You know, it was after Survivor Series. John Cena's team won. The Authority was gone. And this was the only way Seth Rollins could think of bringing back the Authority, was having Edge's head on the Money in the Bank briefcase, getting ready to pull the trigger on the curb stomp. And you know, this could have possibly derailed Edge ever coming back. I don't know. But honestly, this could have been bad, and honestly, it was such a great way to bring the Authority back. Seth Rollins forced John Cena to make that call, and honestly, this matchup I've been wanting this for 7 years. You know, I never thought we were going to get this. I never thought Edge was going to be able to wrestle again, and you know, he's able to wrestle again. Seth Rollins, I mean, ever since Money in the Bank, you know, this has heated up, you know, with Seth Rollins costing Edge the match. You know, they were teasing it for weeks before. Edge got the match of Money in the Bank. Seth Rollins was not happy. And honestly, the build-up has been so good. This has been the best built-up match of SummerSlam this year, in my opinion. I am so ready for this matchup. And honestly, I think Edge needs this win. You know, the whole thing in 2014, Edge is not forgotten. Edge is out for revenge. You know, Seth cost him the Universal Championship at Money in the Bank. This match is honestly going to be the one to steal the show. I know Edge, and I know Cena and Roman is going to be good, but I feel like Edge versus Seth Rollins will steal the show at Money in the Bank, and I feel like Edge will get the win. I mean, Seth Rollins is a great competitor, one of my favorite wrestlers right now, but I think Edge deserves this win. And now the final matchup that I think a lot of people are definitely looking forward to at SummerSlam. We got the Universal Championship. John Cena came back to teach Roman Reigns a lesson, to basically take the Universal title from him. And if Cena does, he'll make history, because he'll be the first ever 17-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and honestly, I don't know if it's going to happen. I have a very good feeling Roman's going to win, but I really, really want Cena to win, because, you know, with Ric Flair being gone from WWE now, I don't know if they're going to pull the trigger and give Cena that 17th title. You know, we don't know how long Cena's going to be around. after SummerSlam. So honestly, I don't know. That's why I feel like Roman's going to win this. But, the build-up has been pretty decent. Finn Balor was going to fight Roman at SummerSlam. Baron Corbin came in, screwed up the contract. John Cena came in at the last second, signed the contract. We got Roman versus Cena. I don't know if that's how contracts actually work, which normally they don't. But, hey, we're getting this matchup, and honestly, I am so freaking excited. Back in 2015, whenever they had this match, was it 2015? Was it 2016? I don't know, but the last time they had their matchup, Roman was not on the level that he is now. Cena is still Cena. Cena has always been good and will always be good. And honestly, this is going to be so freaking good. I'm so ready for this matchup. Roman has come a long way, with this new Tribal Chief character, him having Paul Heyman. He has been on a different level for the past year and a half since he ever won this title. Honestly, he has been on a different level. Cena came back, What made this match even more special for me is the promo battle that they had this past Friday. Cena and Roman going back and forth. Roman didn't talk that much, but when he did, it mattered, and it definitely is making this match feel good. I want Cena to win. I want Cena to win. In my heart, I know I want Cena to win, but I have a feeling Roman's going to win because, him beating Cena will just prove that, honestly, I don't think anybody can beat Roman. But honestly, it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. I want Cena to win, but I have a feeling Roman's going to win. So, yeah, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that bell icon. And hopefully, we get a good pay-per-view this Saturday at SummerSlam. I cannot wait. I'm so ready for SummerSlam.